guys, welcome to this video. In this video we are going to look at the case of RV North and East Devon Health Authority ex parte Coughlan that took place in 2001. So this is a case law on legitimate expectation as how it applies to judicial review. So without further ado, let's dive in. Let's start by looking at the facts of the case. The claimant was severely injured in a road traffic accident in 1971 and required care on an ongoing basis. In 1993, she was asked to move to a new NHS facility, Mardon House, with a promise. The keyword here is this: with a promise that Mardon House will be her home for life. So we have to underline that sentence because it's very important. The promise that Mardon House will be her home for life. So in 1998, the health authority decided to close Mardon House on financial ground. In a claim for judicial review, the High Court quashed the decision to close Mardon House on the ground that Coughlan had made a specific promise and the defendant had not advanced an overriding public interest to break such a promise. So it was held that the health authority appealed, but the Court of Appeal rejected the appeal, affirming the High Court decision. This is substantive because we are not talking about something that can be understood procedurally. She is seeking to live in Mardon House for the rest of her life. A promise to provide accommodation for the rest of your life is a substantive benefit. So in that way, it is a legitimate expectation that cannot be broken easily. For this substantive benefit of legitimate expectation to be enforced, the usual requirement must be present. The promise must be clear, unambiguous, and unqualified promise which it fulfills. Where frustration of the promise would amount to abuse of power, and where detrimental reliance would be present, although not strictly speaking necessary. But where the promise is for subsequent benefit, the promise must be made to an individual or small class of persons, be really important to the claimant. We have a little vague, but something like proportionality is being invoked here. And on the first 2 points, the court remarked how the promise must be specific and one for the benefit for a small set of known persons, such that the promise has the character of a contract. Telling Coughlan she can live in Mardon House for the rest of her life does appear to have the character of a contract. There must be no overriding interest to justify the departure from the thing promised. The court noted that the effect on the local authority by upholding this expectation are merely financial, so there is no overriding interest. The decision does not frustrate the health institution to decide its core policies. It just has some minor financial implications. So this case is very important, especially in highlighting where legitimate expectation can hold despite a public body trying to run away from its obligations. Thank you for watching this video. Like, share, and